Hey everyone, welcome to CryptoData. So this is going to be my first live stream. I figured since Bitcoin futures are trading, I might as well start doing a live stream on that and, get right into it. So far it's been pretty crazy. Right now, Bitcoin futures are, this is on the CNBC website. Bitcoin futures are trading for the January futures about 16,720. So that's been crazy. They came out, we can see here, there is a lot of volatility. And, the Bitcoin futures first came out, this is on a 4-hour chart here, but we can see if we go to the 5-minute chart that when the Bitcoin futures came out, in 5 minutes, Bitcoin went from 14,500 all the way up to, over 15,008, and then went even higher to nearly 15,800. So that was crazy. After that, then there was a big dump. And then since then, we can see it's actually started having a nice little rally. So if you watched my video prior, I mentioned that basically, there's a lot of FUD that was being spread for Bitcoin, and basically all the futures, now people are going to dump. And I mentioned that usually the opposite happens of what everyone thinks is going to happen. So I think that's what we saw here. A lot of people thought that everyone's going to short it, and then you can see here, who knows if this is a short squeeze going on or what. But if we just look at that hour chart, we can see I had a channel here. It was actually a sideways triangle, and it broke out of that, and we can see it's doing really well right now. So it's going to test, look at it, test previous resistance. We may see it clear on a 4-hour chart, but see previous resistance up here. I put it about 16,900 where it hit last time. So if it can break that, then we could see new all-time highs. So it's it's definitely something to keep in mind, and definitely something to look forward to with that. But see how many people we have in here. So far one person. Feel free to stay active in the chat. I'm always trying to engage with everyone. So again, have any comments, let me know. But yeah, it's been crazy with these futures. It's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's just it's a great time right now to be in it. So let me see what else we have here. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to CryptoData. So this is going to be my first live stream. I figured since with CBOE futures trading and everything, better time to start than now. So right now we have the January CBOE futures trading at $16,850. So they've actually gone up a considerable amount. If we look over here at this this chart that I drew up, my last video, I drew up this chart and I said we had a sideways triangle here, and that if it could break out of this, then look for continued upside to this first resistance point at 16,900, and then from there to new all-time highs. So we can see here we've crossed that. Let's go ahead and look at the first couple minutes of the CBOE futures trading. So right here we can see that in the first 5 minutes of trading, the price of Bitcoin spiked from $14,483 all the way to a high of over $15,750. So that was crazy in the first 5 minutes, and then we had this huge dump here all the way back down to about 14,790, and then from there we just kept kind of like a battle between if the longs or the shorts are going to win. As we can see here, we've had that big spike spike up. It's right now it's at 15,890, so it's had a good run up so far. A lot of people, there's a lot of FUD being spread that, you know, Bitcoin was going to fall, it was going to tank, and there were a lot of shorts were going to happen. And well, I said that may happen in the short term. I believe, you know, that we'll see Bitcoin, you know, bounce back and go to new all-time highs, and I still believe it's going to hit 20,000 by the end of the year. But I also mentioned that, you know, basically I thought that it was the opposite, because everyone was thinking that it was going to fall, but usually the opposite happens of what everyone thinks. So that's why I was more hesitant about the whole FUD, and, you know, I thought we'd have a bounce back, and we did after this big sell-off. I mean, I know it's still early in the day, but, you know, Bitcoin's looking pretty good right now. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, then we can see it's still broken out of that. The RSI is looking pretty good. You know, maybe a tad overbought, but it's still nowhere near with the highs over here. So it's still looking good right here. Still a lot of more room to the upside. So I think we'll definitely see that in the future. And looking from there, let's go ahead and take a look at Bittrex. So since it started trading, look at everything right now. I mean, we have Bitcoin up at $15,997. We have Litecoin sitting at $149, Ethereum at $446, Bitcoin Cash at $1370, Bitcoin Gold at $239, Ethereum Classic at $27. I mean, we have all these. Every coin is up. So that is crazy, because as you know, in the previous the volatility we've seen recently, there's just been a lot of red, and this is towards the Bitcoin pairs. But you know, the main altcoins here, we can see they're all up. So that's good news. You know, I mean, with all this volatility, it's good to see that altcoins are finally coming back again. So if we actually look on the CBOE website, I have it pulled up here. And they have their futures contracts from the January expiration to the February and the March. So this was about an hour ago I pulled this up. So if I refresh the page, you can see right now it's 16,000. If I refresh the page, then look at that, 16,900 for the January expiration. And then for the March, 17,020. So these keep going up. That's great news. You know, it's telling you a lot of longs are in Bitcoin right now. So we can see a better... you know, it's a little bit bigger on this screen here, but again, you know, 16.9, 17.20. So a lot of longs are there. You know, I believe that's really great news for Bitcoin, and it's just good news in general because, again, there's a lot of FUD spread, but it's good to see that, you know, there's not really too much of that going on right now. So, and please, you know, I see we have a couple people watching now. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the chat. You know, I always want to help answer any questions that anyone may have and help anyone out, because this is a historic time for Bitcoin. I mean, you know, futures trading starting and a lot of institutional investors getting involved in the market. So, you know, it's great time for Bitcoin. And remember that for futures trading, a lot of these, it's all pretty much cash settlements. So the investors aren't investing directly into Bitcoin. You know, it's kind of almost like horse betting. So it's like a separate area where they're just betting where the price of Bitcoin is going to be. You know, if they think it's going to be higher in the future or lower. And you know, I believe they have like 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 4 week futures, as well as monthly and quarterly. So that's what you see here. These January expirations, January 17th, 2018. You know, 16,900. That's where, you know, the sentiment is right now. But I can see this rising, you know, a lot more in the next couple days, if not a couple hours. So, because, I mean, Bitcoin's, you know, still doing great right now. We've seen a lot of good action here. And, you know, I definitely see it, after all this volatility, I definitely see it rising higher in the future before year end. So it's great to see the action right now. And I'm just looking forward to what we see in the future. But for those who don't know, I also have a Twitter account. It's twitter.com/thecryptodata. So if you could give me a follow. You know, I try to post the latest updates here of what coins I'm in, stuff that I'm thinking, and usually the latest news. You know, I try to keep it updated here, as well as my Instagram account it's at the CryptoData, and then of course you have my YouTube channel. So I'm always trying to cover the latest news and what's been going on lately, and what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin and other altcoins. So I always try to give an objective opinion, non-bias, and I'm trying to help everyone out. So definitely give me a follow there if you can. I'll always try to interact with everyone. But with that, let's go ahead and look at a couple articles. So we can see there was this article here, and it's by CNBC, and it came out a little over an hour ago, and it says, trader of the new Bitcoin futures on gain at the start, just figuring out its sea legs. So we can see here that they talk about, trading Bitcoin futures has just begun, and shortly before the start of futures trading, the spot price on Gemini was 14,610, and then just 3 minutes after the start of futures trading, the price rocketed to $15,900. So you can already tell, I mean, that's a huge gain. Of course we knew there'd be volatility, so that's no surprise there. And it said, given the wild price swings in Bitcoin, the price on the Gemini exchange has doubled in about a month. Interest in Bitcoin futures has been high. So that tells you right away, I mean, there's already eyes have been on Bitcoin, and it's the price on the Gemini exchange has doubled in a month. That tells you that just everyone is getting involved into Bitcoin, whether it be futures or just holding Bitcoin itself. I mean, there's a lot of positive news for it, and I think we'll definitely see that more in the future. So let's go over to another news article I was looking at, and this is one. It says CBOE launches Bitcoin futures, site immediately crashes. So for those who don't know, whenever the futures were released a couple hours ago, the site actually crashed and people weren't able to get on. So that was crazy. I couldn't get on myself, and it was just, they announced it too in their on their Twitter. They announced, due to heavy traffic on our website, visitors to CBOE.com may find that it is performing slower than usual and may at times be temporarily unavailable. All trading systems are operating normally. So this was 33 minutes after it launched Bitcoin futures. So that just tells you, I mean, we already knew there'd be a lot of volatility and a lot of action when those futures were released. So this is kind of, just reminding everyone and letting them know that how much demand there was, and how many eyes Bitcoin reaches. So I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, we all knew there'd be a lot of traffic, so it's just seeing it unravel now, and how many people are actually getting into this market now is crazy. I still can't believe it. So and then also it says, it's hard to say how accurate sentiment is, but many people on Reddit were staying in fiat until the launch of futures markets. In recent weeks, there has been a great deal of fear that the opening of regulated futures trading could make it easier for institutional investors to short the currency, driving the price down. Judging by the price action right now, those fears seem to have been mostly abated, but traders remain jittery. So again, this is what I was talking about. Whenever Bitcoin first started trading, get to that 5-minute chart. I mean, a lot of people were scared if it was going to fall. And so that's why a lot of people I know actually are staying in fiat until all this volatility passes, which I don't blame them. I mean, who knows how long this is going to go on. We had the majority of it happen in this first hour here, but again, there's still a lot going on right now, and anything could happen. So if you're not too comfortable with putting your investment in right now, just stay on the sidelines and wait till tomorrow or the next couple of days to where things level out, because right now everyone's getting into futures. There's all kinds of investors, buying, selling Bitcoin, trying to manipulate the price, and if you're just not comfortable with it, again, stay on the sidelines until a couple days pass. But basically, they said that all the jitters have been abated, and basically it's, as you can see here, I mean, people aren't really afraid. They're starting to buy more Bitcoin now. So definitely going to keep an eye on this towards the future. I mean, that would be great if we could get over this $16,900 previous resistance. If we can break that, then like I said, we could keep going higher and getting that previous, I believe, is 19,000 on GDAX, and hit that $20,000 mark that a lot of people are eyeing before the end of the year. So that's that's really great. I'm thinking there's definitely some that's good news in general, because the FUD was spread for so long, and now people are finally seeing that it wasn't as bad as they said it was. So still remain cautious. Set your stops if you haven't. But again, I mean, this is definitely good for Bitcoin. I mean, we can see a lot of people have bought the bounces whenever it happened. So I thought that was good. Some more articles I was looking at is one here. It says Bitcoin futures race higher and volatile launch dollar is steady. So this is from Reuters. They're another popular business website, and they announce here futures in Bitcoin, which is taking global financial markets by storm, got off to a volatile start at its launch. While the dollar kept gains in Monday's Asian session on expectations, the Federal Reserve will stick to its tightening path. So it basically just talks about how high that Bitcoin leapt. It was last quoted at $16,050, more than $1,000 premium to the price on the Luxembourg-based Bitstamp. And basically just mentions, Bitcoin's market cap and everything, and just goes over what's been happening the past couple of weeks. So a lot of people right now are looking at the Fed's future rate projections as U.S. wages growth and inflation crawl at a snail's pace. So basically, for those who aren't in the United States, the rates have been super low for, I believe it's been since the recession. I mean, it's been the past 8-9 years. They've been super low. And, the Fed's been saying they're going to raise them, but it hasn't happened yet. So the reason people are worried about this, because if they raise them, then usually, the dollar value could go down. It could have an adverse side effect. Some people are looking at it in a negative way. So something to keep in mind, though, for fiat currency in general, is if that does go down, we could see a lot of people actually going to Bitcoin and starting to invest in that. So, that's something to definitely keep in mind. And so, while this is scary news for a lot of people, I mean, if you're invested in Bitcoin, then that's, like they say, it's the digital gold of today. So I could see a lot of people going towards Bitcoin and just investing in that if things do get shaky with the economy. So, and that goes for anywhere, not just the United States, but China, Australia, the UK, anywhere. It's Bitcoin is always that kind of what people are starting to invest in now instead of actual gold. So I believe could see this as positive news, and definitely something to keep an eye on. So it's yeah. So I definitely good article, explain a little bit about the futures, and then what's going on in the currency market. So, and this was another article that in my last video I talked about, and it was well, before I do that, let me actually answer Richard's question. So he's asking, do you think futures will lead to the need for regulation? So that's a great question, Richard. I can see that. I could see that where you could think that, because right now, as people know, the Bitcoin market is unregulated. I mean, pretty much anyone can do what they want. There's a lot of pump groups and everything, and we're seeing this with all the volatility. I mean, like I said, just going to the 5-minute chart. I mean, while Bitcoin futures people aren't actually trading. It's just a cash asset. People actually aren't trading the Bitcoin. They're just predicting where they think Bitcoin will be with the futures. I mean, those are cash settled. But you still have people with other interest trading that Bitcoin after they place their bets on the futures. So, with all this volatility here, Richard, I could see it, seeing more regulations moving forward. I know a lot of people were talking about, a lot of companies actually were talking about, starting options trading for Bitcoin. So, a lot of these complement stocks, with futures and options and everything, that I could definitely see as more investment firms get into the market, more need for regulation is going to happen, because, I mean, you have billions of dollars being traded right now, and with a market that's decentralized and unregulated, I mean, it's almost leaning towards, it's almost like a crackdown, if you will, for Bitcoin futures. Or not, sorry, but for Bitcoin, for regulating it. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But until then I would just, recommend trading like you have been. you know, and trying to take advantage of these big swings, because who knows how long, you know, we're going to have these big swings, and who knows how long it's going to be unregulated. So, so right now I see it as a positive side for just the big returns we're getting right now, and, you know, taking advantage of it as long as we can. So that was a great question. Anyone else, you know, have any questions, please leave them below. I mean, this stream is for y'all, you know. I figured I'd just get on here, and I mean, everyone's talking about Bitcoin futures right now, and you know, I just talking about it and see where we go from the future, because this is a big time right now. You know, a lot of people are getting invested, and just, I believe Coinbase, they were talking about, they had a storage, or kind of like a place where big companies could place their funds of their clients into. I forgot exactly what it was called. I think it was something like it was like a vault or something. But basically, Coinbase deals with a lot of transactions, you know, and they have a lot of users that sign up per day. And they basically told the institutional, the big companies that, hey, we'll store your clients' funds on our database, so that you'd be able to, whether that's for, you know, their 401k or just any trading in general, because a lot of companies don't want to store their funds on an exchange, which is, I mean, obviously, you know, common sense, because a lot of exchanges close down, you know. I mean, Mt. Gox, that was a huge one, and always try to store your cryptocurrency on a hardware wallet, like, you know, LedgerX or Trezor, and just an offline wallet to where you can keep your, you know, keep your passcode offline, your private key, keep that offline as well, so that there's no risk of having your money on an exchange. Because if that exchange closes down, then, you know, I mean, that's, you lose all your currency and all your money. So, so with Coinbase, you know, I believe it's starting in January, but they're going to have a space where they're going to let institutional investors, you know, put their money and put their clients' money. And I can see a lot more investors coming in then. I mean, it's going to be a lot more money coming in, because right now, again, with these futures trading, this is just cash settlements. So this is just placing bets. They're not actually, you know, buying like actual Bitcoin with these futures. It's just they're buying a, you know, piece of paper that says, hey, you know, expires January 18, you know, it'll be this price. And then basically their profit and loss comes, you know, as Bitcoin approaches that date. So, so yeah, once more people start getting invested, and, you know, Coinbase starts taking all those big investors, then we could see, you know, even some more volatility. But again, we could see this, that's where the price could rise even higher. So a lot of people have been talking about 2017 was the year of cryptocurrencies, and now people are saying 2018 could be it. So something to keep in mind, because there's going to be a lot more companies coming into the market, especially with futures now. It makes Bitcoin more reputable. And we have the New York Stock Exchange. I believe they're the ones talking about providing options for Bitcoin. But again, you know, since CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, since they first announced that they were going to start Bitcoin futures, and they're starting actually the 18th. So, so there's still some more volatility that's going to come. I mean, as we approach the 18th, you know. But again, with CBOE beating them to the punch now, and basically, you know, starting it today, then you can just see that a lot more companies are getting involved in it. And I can just see, you know, more and more with the New York Stock Exchange, just a lot of new investors coming into this, and big businesses. So, so we'll definitely, there's still a lot more rise for Bitcoin, and we'll definitely see that, you know, moving forward. And right now, I mean, looking at this on these futures contracts right now, I mean, it's almost up to 16,870, and we can see that rise that it's had. I mean, it's been crazy. I'll go ahead and see if we can. Let me move it over. So, okay, so we can see here. So when those, so this is when the futures contracts just started, and you know, it started at about 16,000, and it went, and then it dipped down, and then it came back up, and I mean, now we're seeing it, you know, almost 17,000. So it's been great. It's so far, it's done the opposite of what everyone was thinking. So, you know, that goes to show you, you never know what's going to happen in these markets. I mean, it's crazy. There's so many people scared, and, you know, it's crazy to see now exactly, you know, how much these contracts have appreciated and how many people are going long now. So it'll be interesting to see if this continues. And go ahead and put this on a 4-hour. So yeah, you can see here, you know, the sideways triangle, and it's still breaking out even higher. It's gone over 16,000 right now. So again, you know, I'm looking for this resistance level at 16,800, 16,900. And then if it breaks this, there's no telling how high it could go. So again, we're going to keep an eye on this moving forward. But again, regarding, you know, the FUD and everything, there was an article I went over in my last video, and it's Jim Cramer, and he said Bitcoin is monopoly money, will get annihilated. So this was an article that was posted 7 hours ago, and basically what he says here, well, first, Jim Cramer, he's a guy that's on the show called Mad Money. It's in the United States. Basically, he's real animated personality, and he goes over what what coins are doing good or what coins he thinks is going to do bad, and basically he's just over the top. He has like a lot of buttons that he hits, and there's all kinds of sounds going off and everything. So a lot of people don't like him, and I mean, I can't blame him. He's basically, I mean, he's not really reputable. But on here, he stated that Bitcoin was monopoly money, and the futures market will annihilate the cryptocurrency's value when they open. So he said, I think the short selling is just going to annihilate people when you can start trading it. Once this thing starts trading the futures, they're just going to kibosh it. You're going to see a lot of shenanigans. So as we're looking right now, let me just pull up the, let's do a 30-minute. So as we can see, I mean, you know, whenever it started trading, which was right, let me see, it goes right about here. Let me do 1 hour, make it a little bit easier. So yeah, so whenever it started trading, it started trading right here. So, you know, it had a short, I mean, basically on this hour chart, you know, there was a little dip, but again, you know, it rose back up, and now it's shooting for, I mean, I think this is past, yeah, this is the 24-hour high right now. So, actually, I'll go ahead and look on refresh Bittrex and see where it's at right now. But yeah, 16,000, 24-hour high is 16,074. So yeah, it's pretty much reached its 24-hour high. So that's crazy. I mean, you have, you know, Jim Cramer saying it's monopoly money. There's people going to be shorting it and everything. And this just goes to show you, you know, don't believe all the FUD that you see, because usually when the news and everyone is talking about something, the opposite is going to happen. That's why they say that, you know, over 90% of traders lose money, because the news is always late and everyone's just listening to that without really, you know, looking at the big picture and taking in everything. So I mentioned in my last video, I thought that, you know, maybe we're going to have some volatility, maybe a little dip, but I said, you know, we're going to have a bounce back, and we did have that bounce back right here. I mean, we can see, I mean, it's just been going great. It's went out of this sideways triangle, and it looks like to be continuing to this resistance point right here. So it's definitely good. You know, I see this as great news for Bitcoin, and it's just more exposure. So with that, does anyone have any questions? Right now I see 12 people watching. Please, if you have any questions, comments, anything, just leave them there, and, you know, I'll feel free to answer them. Again, because this is just, you know, live stream looking over the options trading right now, and you know, how it's going. So it's been going great so far. We're at January contracts are almost up 10%. I mean, you know, they're doing great right now. This one's showing 17,000. Look at that right there. So that had a nice spike. So again, these contracts are doing very, very good. Now, these are about 10 minutes late. So, 10 minutes late. So this is current right here, but these aren't. So we can see, you know, 17,250. I mean, these contracts just keep going up. I'll go ahead and refresh the CBOE, And right now it's 16,900. Okay, now it's 16,920. So probably if we come back in a couple minutes, we'll see this over 17,000. And then the March contracts are 17,260 right now. So over $1,400 change in the past 3.5 hours when futures started trading for the January contracts, and then $800 for the March contracts. So I definitely see this number going up. You know, I mean, there's definitely, I think longs are starting to take over. It's still anyone's ball game, what could happen with Bitcoin. But again, you know, I see it. We're definitely seeing some good price action right now. This is the 5-minute chart. This is whenever Bitcoin started trading the futures, and now we can see, you know, it's still going up from here. So the RSI right now, it's starting to get a little overbought territory, but again, there's still a lot more room for growth. So keep that in mind. I mean, you know, who knows how high it could go. We may have some consolidation right here, but we're definitely doing good with the price right now. And okay, so Cam says test 20 tonight. So he's referring to 20,000. That's a great question. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, again, we had this huge run up. I mean, Bitcoin before futures traded, it was 14,500, and it moved over, you know, almost $1,400 in the span of 5 minutes. So again, anything could happen. I don't think we'll test 20 tonight because, you know, it's still a ways away. Now, within the next week, that's a possibility. I mean, with the amount of investors getting involved right now, that's definitely a possibility. And seeing, I mean, we had this run up, you know, prior to the 10th, and now we have CME starting futures trading on the 18th. So it's a very well possibility that we could see this rise continue until the 18th, and maybe like a day or two before have a little, you know, dip like we did. I'll move it back here. So let me see. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, we had like a little small dip, and then it rose again, and then just a little small dip before the futures trading started. So, you know, we could see the same action, but, you know, I mean, who knows? We may see 20,000, so that's anyone's guess, but I definitely think that with the CME coming up, we could see some more accumulation as we approach that. So that's a great question, you know, and it's hard to say, but yeah, that's my opinion on it so far. And Marco, is there any manner in which the futures can be used as another indicator for BTC itself? Okay, so I think what you're asking, is there any manner in which the futures can be used? So as far as futures trading, again, these are like I mean, yeah, I see where you're going with that. So, you know, if people are going long, you know, on their futures, and again, like say these January contracts, you know, they start, because if you look on the CBOE website, these futures contracts are for January 17th, 2018 expiration. So again, if Bitcoin, you know, if its price approaches this or more, then, you know, they're able to buy Bitcoin at this price. So if you have a lot of people wanting, I mean, in January 17, 2018, they want to buy Bitcoin at this price, that's saying that, hey, Bitcoin's going to be a lot higher. They believe Bitcoin's going to be a lot higher on January 17th. So that's good. So I think, you know, I could see where we could track futures, and we could use it to help track Bitcoin. It definitely helps more the sentiment of where people think Bitcoin's going to go. You know, I mean, 17,000, if this was 14,000, you know, tell you the market had a bearish sentiment on Bitcoin. But as you can see, I mean, over 10% since it launched 3.5 hours ago. I mean, that's huge for futures trading. Because, you know, in the stock market, I mean, the stock market, 10% in a year is good. So, you know, seeing this in futures trading is phenomenal. I think it could definitely be used as a way to track, as another indicator, you know, just for more positivity, I guess. If, you know, if you see futures are a higher price, then we could definitely see that as a good indicator. So, yeah, so I think that's definitely something good. And, you know, there's always manipulation as well with these futures contracts. So expect that, but overall, I think we could use it as another indicator just to back up, you know, what we're thinking. So great question. And Cam said, CNBC is going to cover how the shorts got murdered tonight. People will flow in. 17,030 futures right now. So Cam, I like actually well, you said that. That's another good point. You know, like you said, everyone thinks that futures are going to, you know, everyone's gonna short, and Bitcoin is just gonna dump to 10,000, and that would be that. And people would say, "I told you so." Bitcoin's, you know, going lower and all that. And for Bitcoin to do what it did, I mean, when it had that sharp, you know, that pump, and then it dumped right here. I mean, for people to buy it at this level, we can see that the candle wick was actually, the lowest it was 14,678. So there was a lot of support right there, and it just bounced right back up. And since then, we can see, actually, I'll go ahead and draw this so y'all can see it. So let's see, put right there and put that. Okay, so we can see this, you know, this is where it bounced off of. This, you know, about 14,600, 14,700 level. So there's a lot of support there, and then since then it stayed above that, and it's actually been rising. And like I said, right now it's probably consolidating a little bit. But yeah, whenever, you know, CNBC is going to cover this, and you know, it's going to be good to see what you know, what they say, and you know, how Bitcoin has been long. So we'll definitely see a lot more investors come in with that, and it'll be interesting to see tomorrow, you know, what happens, and what happens with the price. So, and it's funny to see, you know, as we see here, the price, you know, this futures dipped, and then now it bounced right back up. So it's going. There's going to be a lot of volatility still. We haven't escaped the volatility. I mean, it's only been 3.5 hours. There's still, you know, a lot more people that are trading, and you know, who knows how late this could go. So it's definitely a good point there. Mikolos said, try some Fibonacci extension on your chart, and you will see where we go to everything in pattern since 2018. Mikolos, appreciate that. I'll definitely, you know, start using some more Fibonacci in my charts. Here is basically just, you know, normal trend lines. Go to that 4 hour, it's a little more clearer. Yeah, basically, you know, just drawing here, you know, the little supports and the resistance, and basically a sideways channel that we've been in, and then, you know, bouncing out of that and then retesting this. But yeah, I'll definitely use more Fibonacci's to, like you said, it helps, you know, from 2016 onward, usually follows a pattern in trading in general. History usually repeats itself. So I'll definitely have to get that pulled up and check that out as well. And Cam said it's hard to manipulate something you don't have. So again, you know, that is the point. You know, it's, you know, a lot of people, they try to do what they can with these futures contracts and stuff, and you know, again, a lot of them still aren't really buying Bitcoin, maybe because they don't have access to it, or you know, so maybe they're just buying futures in the sake of trying to manipulate the price and you know, do what they can. So again, it'll be interesting. We can see here, I mean, this kind of battle right now between whether futures are going to go, you know, below 17,000 or above it. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes moving forward. But yeah, there's definitely, we haven't escaped the volatility yet of the futures and Bitcoin in general. But right now, I mean, we're at 16,000. You know, I see it as a good support. You know, looking at the 5 minute, again, we've started almost like this little channel. It'll be interesting to see if we stay in this channel or not. Try to draw. I mean, this is like real, it's like really bad, but I'm just gonna try to draw it here. Okay. And so, okay, so it's like just a really rough sketch. I mean, don't, you know, don't knock me too hard on that, but excuse me. But yeah, so we'll see if it stays in this channel here. You know, it's between about 15.7 and 16.1. So, you know, if it stays in this channel or if it breaks downward, expect, you know, maybe some more little downward pressure, and then retesting. I'll go 30 minutes, make it a little bit easier to see. But yeah, so this channel here, and and if we go back into this sideways triangle, and then see where we go from there. If we break down below the sideways triangle, we could see maybe going for that that previous support right here at 11,600. So there's something to keep in mind. It'll be interesting to see exactly how Bitcoin trades from here going for the next couple hours. So we'll definitely see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Let me do something real quick. Hey baby, can I call you right back? I'm actually doing a live stream right now.
Of course, my love.
Alright, I'll call you back in like 20 minutes. Is that okay?
Sure, yeah, baby. Bye.
Alright, my love, talk to you later. Bye. Okay, sorry about that. I do, my phone rang. But, excuse me. So, let me see, Cam says you need futures to release an ETF. Once a legit ETF is released, we'll see 50 to 100 because then all the old people who only trust Fidelity E-Trade Act will pile in. Okay, and that's definitely a great point you made there. And ETFs, a lot of people only trade ETFs. So as you know, basically what an ETF is, it's usually a compilation of a lot of different companies. It's like the S&P 500. That's seen as an ETF. The Spider Fund, and it has over 500 companies in it, and it basically tracks all of them and almost like an average, if you will. But things with an ETF, that's when, like Cam said, you can have people that only trust Fidelity or E-Trade. Then to have an ETF, then those companies would, having a Bitcoin ETF means it would be available on those companies. So I know Fidelity actually, in one of their articles, they mentioned that Bitcoin, they mentioned that they were looking at Bitcoin as part of, I believe they had a tracker or something that they put on their website to help track Bitcoin, but they haven't, accepted it yet. But again, they're aware of it. So I can definitely see Fidelity putting it on their 401k, once ETFs are available, and, maybe having like 5% of Bitcoin, for their clients. So I can see ETFs for Bitcoin being made, very soon, within the next month or two. Right now, basically futures are just the scapegoat. And it'll be interesting to see where we go from here and how soon, the options follow and then the ETFs will follow. And it's just a great time right now. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And, we'll definitely see where that goes. So Cam, that was a great point you made there. So it's just, there's always new investors coming in. So don't get caught up into thinking that this is the only, these are the main investors. I mean, you still have, probably over, 80, 90% of people still, haven't even touched it or thought about it because it's not an ETF yet, or it's, it hasn't got put on main exchange or main platforms like E-Trade or Fidelity. So once those people start getting involved in Bitcoin, then that's when we'll really see a lot more money coming in, a lot more long-term planning. So, for 401ks, a lot of those are retirement funds, and those are whether, 40, 50 years down the road. So if you have people investing in Bitcoin, that tells you long-term they're thinking it's going to appreciate. So that'd be even more positive, and a lot more people holding Bitcoin and not even touching it. So that would lock up the supply, and then, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. So if you have all those investors who, when Fidelity and everything starts accepting it, then they'll just have it in their retirement portfolio, and they're not going to touch it at all, no matter if it dips down or not. So it's, it'll be locked up, and that'll push the price even higher as more people buy it. So, I think that's that'd definitely be great news whenever that does happen. So, definitely great point. So, anyone else, feel free to ask more questions. Probably be going on here for about another 20 minutes, I would say. just to keep an eye on, how the futures are doing and how Bitcoin's doing. Right now, Bitcoin's doing really good. So here's this channel I drew, and again, it's almost breaking out of that $16,130. So that's really awesome. It's after this dip. I mean, it's just been rising right now, and I'm pretty sure we could draw, we could draw some type of triangle on this or something, and we could see, exactly how bullish this is. But it's great to see right now. And let's check Bittrex real quick. I'm gonna refresh the page here, and let's see what the current prices are. So right now we can see here, busted out of the previous 24-hour high. It was, I believe, 16,075. So it's already 16,137. So Bitcoin's up 19%. We have Litecoin up to 147. So that's, closing in on its 24-hour high. We have Ethereum sitting at $444. Bitcoin Cash is at 1,367. Bitcoin Gold at 275. And then, Ethereum Classic at 2693. And then everything else a couple percent. So it's great to see all these coins doing really well. It's good to see all coins doing really well. And, mainly Bitcoin. I mean, that was, the big thing that people were worried about what it was going to do. So it's great to see it's still doing really well with these futures trading. So, okay, Miklos, and let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Miklos says, this futures just is a step to ETF. I agree. We got hyped too much for a future. What is settled to cash? Exactly. And Miklos, that's a great point. A lot of people were under the impression that futures trading was people were actually having Bitcoin, for the futures. Bitcoin, I don't know how to explain it, but people thought Bitcoin futures were tied directly to the Bitcoin and people could buy that and stuff. But what Bitcoin futures are, again, they're just a cash settlement. So it's literally like a horse bet. And it's just imagine like a piece of paper. You pay X amount, for Bitcoin futures, and then you have to put so much money down for margin trading and stuff. But you're basically saying, okay, for this right now, for the January 18, we'll actually go onto the CBOE. I'll refresh this page. And okay, so for January 17, 2018, this expires. The price is 16,860. So again, you're just saying, okay, I think Bitcoin will be at that price or over it by this date, and then you can buy it for that much, and then that's when you can invest. So again, this is just with cash that people are paying. They're not actually buying a Bitcoin right here. It's just cash. So that was a great point you made, Miklos. A lot of people are still confused about that. So again, these Bitcoin futures are just cash. People are paying with them in cash, so they're not touching Bitcoin at all. So so that's a great point you made. Okay, Richard said, I heard something about having BTC coming up in a few years. Do you have any information on that? So Richard, I actually don't have any information on that. But again, I'm expecting Bitcoin to have probably more hard forks in the future. So again, that's another reason for a lot of people to hold Bitcoin and, just to get whether that free coin, whatever, it comes from the hard fork. But as far as having BTC, I haven't heard about that. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'll ask some people that I know and see if they've heard anything about it. And if so, then I'll definitely mention that in a future video. So, and Miklos said, you see that on CNBC, the price above the chart is 5 minutes late compared to the chart. Exactly. So, again, this is the best I can get right now. Because if you go, I'll show y'all something. So this is CBOE website, and it says, let's see. So it says, why trade XP? Oh yeah, how can I trade Bitcoin futures on CBOE Futures Exchange? So in order to trade this, you have to be, for retail investors, which is what we are, you have to contact your brokerage firm to find out how to trade XBT futures at the CBOE. So that's why I'm not able to get minute-to-minute data, 'cause I'm not with a brokerage firm and I'm not actually trading it. So this is the best we have here. CNBC, but again, they're delayed a little bit, but hey, I'll take what we can get. And yeah, it's crazy though to see this volatility. I mean, you see this huge drop off here, and then you see it's just kind of bounced right back up. So yeah, so just kind of expect this the next couple of days. But Lorenzo said a very simple question. Is it wise to buy BTC right now? So Lorenzo, that's a great question actually. Right now Bitcoin is $16,112 and it's been on this nice little rally. This is the 5-minute chart that I have up. It's been on this nice little rally from when Bitcoin futures started trading. So that's tough to say, honestly, just because it's still so close to the start of when futures started trading. Anything could happen here. What I can tell you is I'm still pretty bullish on Bitcoin being at 20,000 before the end of the year. And again, with CME launching Bitcoin futures on the 18th of this month, we may see another rally on the Bitcoin price up until then. So if you want, it's not investment advice, but maybe I would buy half now and then wait for another dip. Maybe wait for another dip. We saw a lot of support here at 14,600. So, maybe wait for this dip here when it bounced around 14,600, 14,700 to buy, the rest of it. But again, it's still risky right now. Just because there's so much volatility. So if you have to get involved in it, then maybe buy half. But definitely this is a nice little support level here that you can set some buy orders for at about 14.6, and you can be pretty comfortable that that'll be pretty good until the end of the year. Well, because I do think it'll we'll see 20,000 or close to it. So great question. Cam said, what's your favorite alts? I like IOTA and Electroneum. Only in IOTA right now. So Cam, great question. Favorite alt right now? Let's actually go to CoinMarketCap. So, okay. So CoinMarketCap. So, IOTA's been doing pretty good. We have, again, Bitcoin up 20%. I mean, it's just been a crazy rally. Right now, if I were to be honest with you, my favorite alt that I'm in right now is actually Dragon Chain. So, let's see where it's at. Okay. So Dragon Chain is actually one of my favorite alts I'm in right now. ICO price was, I believe it was just about 6 cents whenever it came up, and then it spiked all the way to 42 cents. I made a video on it when it was about 23 cents and mentioned how it's a good long-term investment. Basically, this is a Disney, Disney started this company and some Disney workers continued it afterwards. And basically what Dragon Chain does is it provides turnkey solutions to businesses who want to get involved into the blockchain technology. So basically what that means is the blockchain technology is really confusing for a lot of businesses. There's so much coding going on and everything that they're really scared, or I guess how you could say intimidated to get involved in it because they don't know exactly how it works. But what Dragon Chain does is they already have the blockchain technology programmed into C++, Python, Java, different computer languages, to where businesses that already use those languages, they can just use Dragon Chain and just implement it into their business right away. So they participate a lot in startup companies, and I believe they're going to have a couple ICOs for startup companies. But yeah, it's again, it was started by Disney, so again, that's big, already a big plus right there. But a lot of people on Twitter actually talk about it, who have a lot of followers, and I've been keeping an eye on this one, and I'm still holding it right now because I believe we could see maybe close to $1 by the end of the year, and then maybe $4 after that. So that's what I'm really bullish on. You can only buy it on Ether Delta, which I made a video about Ether Delta, I believe 2 or 3 videos ago, if you don't know how to trade on there. So other than Dragon Chain, though, I would say, I know a couple people, if any of you watch crypto news, I know Matt, he's really bullish on Dash. He believes, that could be, over $1,000 coin. Let me see what other ones. Litecoin actually. So Litecoin, I've heard a lot about. There's a lot of people. Crypto Hedge, he's really bullish on Litecoin. I believe he thinks it could reach 200 pretty soon before the end of the year. And I know a lot of people think that Litecoin will be the next big runner. So if I had to choose, it'd probably be a whole Dragon Chain, Litecoin, and maybe a little bit of Dash, and let me see. Yeah, those are probably the three that I would think. Dragon Chain and Litecoin being the top ones, and of course Bitcoin as always. But yeah, IOTA is not a bad company too. I know they've had a lot of partnerships, Volkswagen, a couple other people. There's been a couple articles on IOTA, and so I believe some people were saying they're having questions about the validity of the partnerships and stuff. So I just stay out of it. But again, if you believe it, and if they're reputable with all their partnerships and everything, then again, I could see it as a good investment. So definitely those coins, Dragon Chain, Litecoin, and Dash, I'm pretty bullish on. So let's see. Marco said, do the futures have any effect in greater price correction? As I'm not sitting on a lot of available fiat, the name of the game is to buy in as cheap as possible, so naturally I was hoping for the price to tank. Marco, that's pretty funny. I know a lot of people that actually wanted the price of Bitcoin to tank. A lot of people were hoping to get some cheap Bitcoin around 10,000, 9,000, heck, even 12,000. So I feel your pain. I know that feeling, but I think as far as futures having a greater effect on price correction, I could see where it could. If a lot of futures, if a lot of people started shorting futures, how that may have some effect. But again, these are cash settlements. So if people short futures, it doesn't mean everyone who's holding Bitcoin is going to short Bitcoin. Basically it just means that, people that they think Bitcoin's going to go down. But if people still hold Bitcoin, that technically couldn't really have an effect on it. But people could get influenced by it, of course. But I don't think that it'll, have necessarily a one-to-one effect. So, and it's honestly, it's still early to see because Bitcoin futures are still, super new and everyone's still wrapping their head around them and everything like that. So it's still anyone's guess. But I don't think it'll have like a huge impact where if everyone shorts futures, Bitcoin's automatically going down because they aren't, related. It's cash versus actually trading Bitcoin. So I hope that helped. Let's see. No problem, Lorenzo. Anytime, man. Let's see. And actually, let me see. Bianca says, Litecoin accepted by Steam. Check it on Reddit. Really? Okay. Litecoin accepted by Steam. Let's go ahead and check that out. Litecoin accepted by Steam. Let's see. So, okay, let's check this out. So that's pretty good because I know a lot of people actually were, I know Steam, they mentioned that they weren't accepting Bitcoin just because of the volatility and the speed of the transaction. That was the main part because they said Bitcoin takes about an hour to trade. So maybe the price that someone paid, whenever Bitcoin got to that end user, the price would be, maybe 5% difference. And they'd either have to issue a refund or have to contribute more. So that was one of the reasons why Steam stopped accepting it for now. But yeah, we can see that Charlie Lee here. You can now buy Steam vouchers with Litecoin. Thanks, Betrayal, for supporting Litecoin. So that's awesome that Steam is accepting Litecoin, for their vouchers. For people who don't know, Steam is actually a company. Basically, they're a gaming company, and they talk about basically like they have a lot of like online games and everything, and where you can buy games online and basically it's like a big gaming community. So it's great for finding games like discounted prices. I believe they're like flash sales and stuff. But for them to accept Litecoin for their vouchers, that's really good. So thanks for sharing that, Bianca. Appreciate that. That's definitely good news. Let's see. Here. And I know you wanted to share that link. So Bianca, I'm actually going to make you a moderator. Let's see. And actually, there's a couple people here. Let me make a couple people some moderators, and because y'all been really good in participating in everything, and good questions. So Miklos or Cam, I'll make you a moderator. Miklos, I'm gonna make you a moderator as well. And then Richard, I'll make you a moderator. And Lorenzo, I'm gonna make you a moderator. And let me see who else. Let's see. And Marcos, I'll make you a moderator as well. So again, thanks for participating in everything. Really appreciate that. And so y'all have some moderator status now, so use it wisely. But okay, Cam said, which YouTube channel do you follow to get your alt/ICO advice? So Cam, good question. YouTube channels that I follow CryptoHedge. He's a CryptoHedge. He's a great YouTuber, and here I'll actually show you here. So let's see. CryptoHedge is a good YouTuber. Let me go on. Let's see. Okay, so CryptoHedge, he's a good YouTuber. He's a real good guy, and a lot of his videos, he talks about basically a lot of technical analysis and everything. He's good. You also have Crypto News, and let's see, these guys are super good. He's actually one of the first YouTube channels that I watched. They're really, really informative, and I'll show you here. Put in one of those videos. So, see, a lot of times they have their setup like this. They're in their office, and they use the Wyckoff trading method. And basically, this guy here, Todd Butterfield, I believe he's been trading for over 30 years, and he's a really good trader. And this guy, Matt Beasley, he actually started Crypto News, and he's really good with his fundamental analysis and actually some technicals as well. So these guys are real good, charting different coins and everything. And they always, look over different coins and explain their view on them, and they've been spot on with a lot of them. So usually Todd does the analysis. So this is a great YouTube channel. It's called Crypto News. Definitely recommend subscribing to them and CryptoHedge. Another one, and I actually made a video a couple days ago explaining my top 5 YouTube channels. So it's funny that you recommended that. But another one is let me think. I use them, and then another guy, CryptoGat. So this guy actually started a YouTube channel not too long ago. Actually, just yesterday, he started one, and he is, he actually has a lot of Twitter followers, and he's really, really good analysis. He picks a lot of good coins and everything, and definitely worth checking him out. He really studies his coins, and for ICOs, he really reads over the white paper and everything. So he's definitely a good guy there. Check him out. And then also M. Pavlovsky. This guy is, let's see, M. Pavlovsky. Let's see, why won't it bring him up? Here he goes. Okay. This guy is probably the best technical analysis guy you will find. This guy, I've been following this guy for a while now. He actually has a Twitter account as well called M. Pavlovsky. But this guy charts Bitcoin like no one I've seen. A lot of his analysis, he uses like number counting and everything. And like on these different candles, use these numbers as a way of charting it. But this guy is super spot on with all of his analysis, and definitely this is a guy to follow. He has a great overview of the market and great understanding of the market. So M. Pavlovsky, if you're not following him, definitely do that. So those are the main people I follow for that. Also, just for overall news, I'll look at Coin Mastery. So this guy, his name's Carter Thomas. He's really well in the way that he talks about everything. And again, he's in his office here, and he gives a very objective point of view. He goes over a lot of things that not a lot of other people go over. Like one video, he went over master nodes and what those were, and basically a lot of like long-term investing, and then why the market is reacting the way it is. And just really good guy. He has a lot of podcasts as well, so definitely check him out. He's good for maybe not certain altcoin picks per se, but just explaining what's going on in the market and why it's happening. So he's one. And then another guy was, last but not least, a Modern Investor. So this guy here, he's basically talks about the latest news, and then just really shortens it up. So a lot of his videos, you see 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 40 seconds, 6 minutes, 5 minutes. So he just goes over what's going on in the market, gives his opinion on it, and he's not biased against anything. So he shares the good with the bad. So definitely recommend checking him out. He's also another good one. So those are a couple people, who I check out and who I watch and get all my info from. And also on Twitter, like I said, I have a Twitter account, and it's the CryptoData. And here's where I'll tweet a lot of things, and I'll follow a lot of people here as well for my advice. But yeah, I'll try to watch all kinds of different videos and then get an overview of what my opinion is and what coins I'm picking. So usually most of those people that I mentioned, all of them have really good analysis and everything. So definitely go check them out. Let me see. Lorenzo, will you do these live streams more often? And if yes, where will you announce this? Instagram, Twitter. So Lorenzo, great question. As y'all know, this was my first live stream. So I'm probably, I'll definitely do more live streams for sure. How often, I can't say. I did this live stream because we were going over Bitcoin futures, and basically, this was a big event, so I wanted to at least do my first live stream on this. As far as when I'll do it, probably, I would say maybe, I'll try to do it for, 2 to 3 times a week if I can, because, usually I like to have them maybe 30 minutes to an hour long, maybe a little longer. But if I do, then I'll definitely start announcing them on Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is probably going to be the place where I announce all my live streams. So again, if you're not following me, follow me at twitter.com/thecryptodata. So make sure to put the in front of it, because there's another guy that his name is CryptoData, and he's not me. So just look for this little symbol here at thecryptodata, and I'll start posting whenever I do live streams. And if I can do it on my Instagram, I will. But if not, I'll definitely post it on Twitter, and so that y'all can catch that. And I'll probably, give a couple minutes of standby time once I start it, just to give a chance for everyone to get in here. So, great question. Miklos, by the way, Bittrex, worst to exchange, BTC, USD. Okay, Miklos, I know, a lot of people, a couple people have been having problems with Bittrex. I know it's maybe it's a little slow for some people. So again, if you don't like using Bittrex, then there are a couple other exchanges. There's Binance. I know a lot of people. Here, I'll go ahead and. So there's Binance.com. This exchange, actually, a lot of people are starting to use now. They have a lot of like altcoins and stuff, and it's great for if stuff isn't on Bittrex, going to Binance, you usually find it on here. So again, I believe they give you a two Bitcoin cap for withdrawals for unverified users, and then 100 Bitcoin cap withdrawal for verified users. So they're pretty good. I'll try to leave a link. I'll update this video and leave a link for Binance as well. But yeah, they're also another good exchange if Bittrex doesn't work for you. Again, also know GDAX, great exchange, Bitstamp, and then trying to think of some others. GDAX, Bitstamp, and of course, for ICOs and stuff, you have Ether Delta and everything right there. So yeah. Great points. Appreciate that, Miklos. And then Alex says, yeah, they dropped Bitcoin and took Litecoin. Yep. Yeah, good. That was for Steam. So let's see here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through the comments right now. Okay, Bianca posted a link. Good. And then Marco says, thanks for taking the time to answer questions. Looking forward to more content from your channel. Marco, appreciate that. And yeah, I try to do the best I can, you know. Again, I'm trying to grow this channel as much as I can. And yeah, I'm just, if I can help you all out, you know, that helps me. And you know, I just love providing good content. So I'm also doing a giveaway. If you're not subscribed, I'm doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, giving $50 worth of Bitcoin to 2 random subscribers. And then I'm going to continue to do more giveaways in the future. So just my way of giving back. So appreciate that. Cam, you're welcome. And Lorenzo, no problem, man. Anytime. Okay, let's see. Question. I can't read those letters, but it says, hi, I'm very, very new to Bitcoin. I'm not good at English, but I want to learn. Okay, well, definitely, you know, I'll teach you whatever you can learn. I believe it's in, you know, Chinese or Japanese lettering. Can't really tell, but yeah, I'm, you know, definitely subscribe to my channel. I'll give you the best content I can and always try to explain everything clearly. So actually, if anyone here is questioning like how to trade cryptocurrencies, I made a video on how to get started. I believe it's called How to Trade Cryptocurrency. And if you go to that video, it's a 33-minute video. I go from creating an account on Coinbase to then creating an account on Bittrex to transferring buying Bitcoin, you know, setting up your credit cards, banks, everything, transferring it over, trading on the exchange, and then transferring it back and withdrawing your money to your bank or your PayPal or whatever. So that's a step-by-step guide. Again, you know, check out that video and you can learn everything you need. So it's, I think, how to get started in cryptocurrencies or how to get started trading cryptocurrencies. So check out my channel for that one. And then Bianca said WCIN, I hope. And Miklo says XBT already at 18,000. We going to the moon, baby. So that's great. You know, Bitcoin is going crazy. Wow, you know, those futures are just going high right now. If we look here, it broke out of that channel it was in. It's going to $16,238 right now. Let's go ahead and look on Bittrex and see that. So Bittrex, yep, Bitcoin reached a new high. So 24-hour high now is $16,277. So that's crazy. So good. You know, we have all these altcoins going up. So great news. You know, we have Litecoin getting closer to its 24-hour high, so keep an eye on that one. So yeah, it's definitely good to see Bitcoin rising as much as it is right now. So, and wow, trading halted. So that's pretty funny, actually. I read CBOE. It said they mentioned that if I remember this right, if the price of Bitcoin goes up or down more than 10%. Versus its previous, like yesterday's high, then they're going to stop trading for 2 minutes, I believe. And then if it makes a 20% move at any time within, like at any time, I don't know if it's within a 24-hour period or what, then they're going to halt trading for 5 minutes. So I actually think that's what happened. The price of Bitcoin futures just kept rising, and I think what happened is, I mean, it's over 16%, but I think that 10% rule definitely took effect. So probably be halted for like another minute or so. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Look at the next questions. Enrique, saw you on CryptoGat's new channel the other day. Oh wow. Okay, I'll have to check them out. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, Enrique. I remember that. I was in the live chat actually. So yeah, appreciate that. It's I was in there. Yeah, I was just, you know, I mean, it was his first channel. I follow him on Twitter as well. And yeah, I thought I'd just comment. And yeah, it was good seeing you there, man. Here, let me actually put you as a moderator. So appreciate that, Enrique. And yeah, moderators, anytime, you know, y'all see anyone, you know, acting out in the chat or, you know, spreading negativity, feel free to ban them or at least put them in timeout. And then I'll look and review over them because I want to make this channel super positive, and I don't want anyone to, you know, spread negativity or anything because we're all a good community and we're just trying to, you know, learn together. So, Bianca says live stream 18th of October. I think she meant, yeah, 18th December. Yes, Bianca, I'm definitely going to try to stream on the 18th. For those who don't know, that's when the CME does their trading they start futures trading. So yes, I'll definitely try to live stream there. I'll post it on my Twitter account. If you're not following it, again, it's twitter.com/thecryptodata. So I'll definitely try to post it on here before I do stream, and yeah, we'll get that going. So yes, thank you for that. I definitely will be doing that. Oh, Bianca says WCN good YouTube channel. So let me. So I'll actually have to check that out. Let's see. Let me look it up real quick. Oh, World Crypto Network. Yes, I've actually heard of these people. So yeah, I'll actually have to check these out. I appreciate that. Yeah, it looked like they have some good content and everything. So yeah, I'll definitely have to check them out. Thank you, Bianca. Appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, Slowhands said would love some free BTC. Well, Slowhands, there's just Slowhands, just subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely give out some free BTC when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I'll try to make it more daily as I move forward with that. So you just got to comment on my Bitcoin #2 giveaway video, and with your BTC address, and then something funny, and be subscribed to my channel, and then I'll choose a random comment from that video, and I'll make sure to post it. So definitely will do. Miklos said if you want, we can chat on Discord in the voice chat. I could be your guest in your live stream next time. Okay, Miklos, appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. I'll go ahead and look at that on Discord, and yeah, I'll hit you up, and we'll see what we can get going. Sounds good. And Enrique says thank you. No problem, man. Anytime. Lorenzo says a more personal question, maybe for the ones that don't know you, including me, actually. I'm just following you since today. And then, who are you and what do you do? So, actually, Lorenzo, that's a good question. Actually, I'm in the military, believe it or not. And I figured I'd started doing crypto. I joined the military probably about 1.5 years ago, but figured I started doing crypto, just to, my father, he knew a friend who was into crypto, and actually he told me about it, and I saw the returns, because I'm a finance major, so I graduated with a degree in finance, and I was really into stock trading. So I don't know if y'all have seen the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper, but basically he takes this pill, it makes him super smart, and there's one scene in it where he's trading, and he's talking about he was like trading these stocks and stuff, and I think he became a millionaire because he was so smart trading them, and that caught my eye because I was interested in stocks, but I never really went into them. But from then on, I started trading stocks. I actually got into penny stocks first. And as y'all know, penny stocks are crazy. I mean, they're super volatile and everything. And I thought penny stocks were like a good way to, hey, get rich quick, And so I found out quick, penny stocks were not the way to go. If any of y'all seen Wolf of Wall Street, there's tons of manipulation in there. And it's just, it's just not the way to go if you want to make money. So after that, then I decided to kind of dabbled in options. Options are actually a good way. If you're really good trading stocks, options are a good way to really capitalize on those profits and everything. Because like a stock that normally moves, like you can buy calls and puts. Basically, a call is like you're going long. A put is you're going short. So if you're pretty bullish on a stock and you think it'll go up to maybe $10 more in the next couple months, you can buy a call for a certain amount of price, and the profit on those are exponentially better than if you would have bought the stock in itself. So kind of similar to futures. Not quite as profitable as futures, but I got into those a little bit. And then after that, and then a couple years down the road came, and then my dad actually had this friend that was trading in cryptos, and he told me about it. And the friend, he was saying, yeah, Ethereum's a really good coin right now. I think my friend told my dad about Ripple as well, but I think Ethereum was around, I want to say it was $120 at the time. But that caught my eye because he knew a guy that was trading with an account that had over $500,000 in it. And I thought that was crazy to be trading with that kind of money. And some days he mentioned that, he lost, 100,000, but was okay with it. And I still couldn't fathom that. But it caught my eye because I remember hearing about Bitcoin and everything and thinking, oh, wow, this is great. I've seen stuff on the news, but it's mostly negative. But actually, cryptocurrencies kind of remind me of penny stocks because of the volatility they have. But a lot of them are a lot more reputable. I mean, penny stocks are literally just pump and dumps. Cryptocurrencies, though, they actually have backing and they have a real team behind them. Penny stocks, you really don't know, who's behind them. It's just like a lot of emails and stuff. So that's when I got into cryptocurrencies. From then, I think, the first coin I bought was Ripple, actually. But unfortunately for me, I think it was probably, 22 cents at the time. And I mean, that coin, I think right now it's, 23 cents. So that coin really never changes. So from there, then I just started getting into, other coins, researching them. Then that's when, I made an Instagram account, Twitter account, and just really started going all in on cryptocurrencies. And I made this YouTube video, but channel about 3.5, 4 months ago. And, ever since then, I've been trying to learn more about it. And I actually have a Steemit account as well where I post my YouTube videos. But, and basically, it's just been like that. It's been, roller coaster and everything. But, that's where I am right now. And I'm just, I'm, basically just trying to, do the best I can. And, that's it. I'm actually, 26. I'll be 27 in a couple more days. So looking forward to that. It's been great. Just being able to juggle this with my job and everything. I've had a lot of fun trading cryptocurrencies. The community is great, and I'm just looking forward to it more in the future. And then seeing where it goes from here. So it's definitely been a fun experience. I've learned a lot. And, I'm trying to spread that knowledge to other people with my YouTube channel and just help more people understand cryptocurrencies and everything in general. So I hope that kind of covered, who I was and just my background and everything and how I got into cryptocurrencies and stuff. And, I just look forward to interacting with y'all and stuff and just, I'll definitely, keep this channel really informative and definitely try to help y'all out the best I can. So, great question, Lorenzo. Not bad at all. So, Bianca said World Crypto Network. So, definitely I will check that YouTube channel out and let you know how I like it. So, Victor Prado says, how do you trade the CBOE futures? So, Victor, great question. So, for CBOE futures, if you go to the CBOE website, it mentions here that in order to trade them, that you have to contact your brokerage firm to find out how to trade them. So basically, you have to be like a big investor with in touch with a brokerage firm to be able to trade them. So not just any retail investors like us, we can't trade them unless we're in contact with the brokerage firm, and then we kind of trade Bitcoin futures through them and go that route. So unfortunately, we can't trade them just by ourselves like we can trade Bitcoin. I know it's kind of tempting to want to get into these futures right now, but unfortunately, we just kind of stand on the sidelines and, wait to see what happens with them. So, good question. Richard says, interesting background. Happy birthday. Richard, appreciate that, man. I'm excited too. So, unfortunately, I'm still going to be working on my birthday. And then I think we have, that Christmas break for like a week or two, starting the 23rd, December 23rd, I think. So I'll be taking leave and be off for then, so that'll be good. But it's crazy. I mean, to see how far I've come in a year, and then past 6 months with cryptocurrencies, it's been so much fun. So I've really enjoyed it. So appreciate that, Richard. Lorenzo says, I will promote your YouTube channel for sure amongst my fellow students who lately all got very excited about cryptocurrencies. I also just created Twitter just for your announcements. Lorenzo, you're awesome, man. Appreciate that. It's crazy to see how many people are in cryptocurrencies right now. On my Facebook, it's crazy. Like, everyone is talking about cryptocurrencies now, and they want to say, how do you mine, cryptocurrencies, and how can I get into them? How can I buy a Bitcoin? And literally like 3-4 months ago, people were saying, "Oh no, Bitcoin's a scam, it's a fraud." Whenever it was down to 2,000 or 1,000, and now they're saying, "Oh, want to get in." So it's funny to see how the different, how someone's perspective changes once something rises as much as Bitcoin does, and how when they see, "Oh, I could have made all this profit." So that's funny. So appreciate that, creating a Twitter for me, and then again, just letting everyone know about cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's a great time to be in it right now. It's still crazy. I still can't believe it. They've been going crazy, and it's only going to get better from here. So again, these futures trading was just the beginning, and we'll definitely see some more upside in the future. So definitely something to keep in mind. And Victor said, subscribe and liked. Thanks for a quick answer. No problem, Victor. Anytime, man. Victor, I'll go ahead and make you a moderator too. Appreciate the support. I'm looking for people, who definitely, positive, optimistic, real good people. And I'll go ahead and make you a moderator. And again, we're here to keep positivity in the crypto world. So if you see anyone that's out of line, feel free to put them in timeout or even ban them. So Alex said, only if you take the risk, you will profit. You got to believe in it to really go into it. It took me 1 month of reading and understanding the technology to finally give in. So Alex, that's definitely true. You can only risk if you'll profit, and that's a good point. There's a lot of risk with cryptocurrencies. You can only be willing to invest what you're willing to lose. So again, if you're invested in something and it goes up like 30%, feel free to either take profits there, or if anything, take half of your profits, and then ride the rest out. But the main thing that I can tell y'all with investing, and what I've learned, is whenever you invest in a coin, have a target. So for example, I'm just going to put Litecoin out there. So let's say you invested in Litecoin when it was, $100, okay? And you set a target that, if it gets to 120, then I'm going to sell there. And if it gets to 120, but there's a lot of good news about it, maybe you can sell half, and then in a couple days, if that news has a positive impact, maybe sell the rest. But again, never be afraid to take profits. And something that I always like to do with coins in general is I look for coins that have a lot of news announcements coming up. So if, say, a coin is like going to have a rebranding or something for certain altcoins, because I know, if we go, there's a coin, Lisk. So for those who didn't know, Lisk, they actually had a rebranding, or their announcement for their rebranding was I believe it was around here, November 13th. They were talking about it, and it may have been a little later here, but they were talking about rebranding, and basically a lot of people bought it, and it spiked up, all the way up here to over nearly $11. And rebranding is something that a lot of companies, that's a really positive news, and a lot of people buy coins if one's going to rebrand soon. So it has a really positive impact on the price. So just knowing the news in general, and say a coin is going to have their beta release soon or something like that, looking into those and kind of holding it until like a day or two prior, and then you can sell it. So that's usually my strategy, and because buy the rumor, sell the news. A lot of people preach. So so that's a technique I'll use. I'll look on Twitter, YouTube, and look at a coin that has a lot of hype around it, maybe a big news announcement, and then I'll usually buy it, and then have a target of, okay, if I get this much profit, I'm going to sell half, and then when it gets to maybe like a day or two before the announcement, I'm going to sell the rest, and then I don't look back, because that's the best. Because you can't go broke if you take profits. I mean, any profit is good profit. So never be afraid to take profits off the table. I mean, that's how you grow your account, and that's how you just get more investment, and you stay in profit. So same goes with like Bitcoin and hard forks. That usually rises before a hard fork. So again, having that date set, and just all that. That's what I see, and that's what my best strategy is for like Alex said, taking your risk and you will profit. So, and then you really just got to believe into it. So congrats, Alex, of, joining and everything. And, yeah, it's just, you have to be comfortable with it. So, and then Lorenzo said, exactly, way back when the BTC was still $300, my parents didn't allow me to buy some. They were so skeptical about it. Yesterday they confessed that it was their biggest regret ever. So that's funny. Yeah, I know a lot of people's parents, they didn't really understand Bitcoin, and they were, because it's so skeptical. You see, because there's a lot of negative news about it. Like, oh, it's anonymous, all that. So there's a bad, kind of had like a bad vibe around it, if you will. So, but as you can see, the community is huge. There's a lot of backing by it, and it's, it's great. It's, it can be used for a lot of companies. It can be used to help, speed up transactions for the banking industry, to lower the transaction cost, everything. There's a lot of, and the security of it is great too. It's like a global network. So that's really, really good. And we can see here, Bitcoin's just taking off right now. It's 16,434. So again, I can see this rallying until till the 18th, maybe a couple days before it, for the CME futures. So again, keep an eye on that. And it's definitely something to look out for. And Alex, yep, Lisk. They're actually, and Lisk, Alex, thanks for reminding me. So Lisk is they actually have their, their rebranding is going to be in February. So whenever they announced that, the price actually dipped a lot because people thought the rebranding was going to be, within the next like couple days or weeks. But we saw this dip here, and then it's kind of, consolidated a little bit. But yeah, in February, Lisk is going to have its rebranding, unless that's changed. But expect the price to start increasing mid-January to late January. So that's definitely a coin to look for. So I just look for news announcements in the future, and kind of juggle between which coins I'm going to invest in, kind of get in, get out. So it's a good strategy that seemed to work for me. So let's see, Enrique, what do you think about the arbitrage opportunities that Korean exchanges have? So Enrique, that's a good question. The arbitrage. So for anyone who doesn't know what arbitrage is, basically, at one point when Bitcoin was having its huge rally, GDAX had the price at 19,000, and then I think Bittrex had it at like 16,500 or something. That's over a $2,500 difference. So someone could theoretically buy Bitcoin on Bittrex, transfer it over to GDAX, and then sell it immediately for a $2,500 profit. So that's what arbitrage is, taking advantage of the differences in price between exchanges. So basically, Enrique's asking, a lot of Koreans exchanges have those arbitrage opportunities, and I think honestly, Enrique, since this is still a new market and it's not as many people in it right now, it makes those arbitrage opportunities a little bit easier. As you know, with stocks, stocks don't have any arbitrage opportunities. If they do, it's 1 or 2 cents, if that. But that's because there's so many investors in stocks, so they keep the price balanced. With those Korean exchanges, there's only so many people into cryptocurrencies right now that, there's not enough money to keep it within a couple pennies every time. So I think as we get more investors in there, we'll see those prices start to tighten up, and then there's going to be less arbitrage opportunities. But until then, just kind of, take what you can get, I guess. And if you can get them, then get them. But yeah, right now I think it's just one of those things where we just gotta, just let it happen until we get more investors in there. So great question, Enrique. And then Victor says, what are your thoughts on lending programs like BitConnect, Hashflare, and Genesis Mining? Victor, really great question. So for lending, so BitConnect, personally, I think it's a Ponzi scheme. I don't like it at all. I know a lot of people are invested into it, but it's not sustainable. And actually, I think they asked Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, they asked him what he thought of it, and he said to gain 1% daily every day isn't sustainable. So I know that you don't gain 1% every day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But it's one of those platforms, while it's working right now, I don't see it working long term. So again, if you can take advantage of them, go for it. You know, profit's profit. But I'm not comfortable with investing in something that has those kind of returns and is just, you know, and they don't really have, like, they don't tell who the creators are, and it's a lot of anonymity in it. You know, you don't really know like who all the who the technicians are, and everyone involved in it. They kind of keep that secret, so that's the only reason I don't like it. But again, you know, invest at your own risk. Everyone's free to do what they want, but there's too much with it. And they had their conference in October, and they didn't really say anything in that conference. They just said how much money they made with BitConnect. So that's I don't like it personally. That's just my opinion. Hashflare and Genesis Mining. So people here may already know, I use Genesis Mining, and it's been great for me. I actually started using it, about 3 months ago, I believe. And they've had payouts. Recently, they haven't paid out the past couple days. And people are saying it's because the transaction costs are so high. They're just waiting for those. But I do love that they have great customer service. They always answer any questions, and they always are transparent with their customers. You know, they have made videos of their mining platform in Iceland. They actually have a lot of those. They have, like, in a big warehouse. They made videos of it and everything. And I think they're one of the only companies that are that transparent with their product. So I trust them. You know, a lot of people right now are kind of freaking out that they're not getting payments. But again, the transaction cost with Bitcoin is so high right now that they're just holding out until they can provide the bulk payments. So it's happened before, and you know, they've been going for, I think, 2 or 3 years so far. So they've been really reputable. So out of the mining companies, I would recommend Genesis Mining if you want to use one. But I also, Hashflare is one of those that they have their website down a lot for maintenance. So I don't really trust them per se, because, I mean, I've researched them a little bit, but just from what I can tell, a lot of their customers aren't happy with the customer support they're getting. And I really don't, you know, think they're that great. So if I had to choose, I would choose Genesis Mining. I just think they're more reputable, and yeah, I just think their team is better in that sense. So great question. Lorenzo says, what cryptocurrency news websites, apps do you use? Okay, so Lorenzo, for mine, I'll use currency news websites. So basically for me, what I'll do, I'll show you. So go into Google here. I'll go ahead, I'll just type in like Bitcoin news, and then the first couple articles that pop up, I'll look at them, and usually I'll just end up talking about those. You know, there's all kinds of different websites, but usually it'll be like CoinDesk. They're a good one. You have Cointelegraph right here. Cointelegraph is a good one. And then, yeah, CoinDesk and Cointelegraph are probably the most popular ones. But, yeah, usually for news outlets, I'll just kind of look here and kind of, you know, see what I can get. And then from there, I'll, you know, make my decision. Or just type in like Bitcoin futures or something, and then go from here. So it's not, I don't really use a specific news outlet per se. I'll just use whatever's the best, and just go from there. And then as far as apps, I use the Coinbase app sometimes. And actually a good thing with that is if the Coinbase website is down, then the Coinbase app usually works. So the mobile app. So that's a fun fact for anyone that didn't know. If you're trying to get access your Bitcoin or something and the Coinbase website is down, try the Coinbase mobile app, and that usually will work. So, because a lot of people don't use that, and usually the Coinbase website will be down because like a traffic or something, but the mobile app is separate from that. So, yeah, so definitely try that, and that usually works. But as far as other ones, you know, I don't really use any other apps. I mean, the Bittrex app, I don't even think that's an app, but I'll use Bittrex on my mobile phone, and I'll trade from there. But as far as other ones, those are the only ones I use. So keep it pretty simple, you know, nothing too cosmic. And then Keegan says, I'm fairly new and wondering in which ways can an individual invest in blockchain technology? Okay, Keegan, so great question. So if you're wondering how to invest in blockchain technology, so like Bitcoin or any of these other coins, go ahead and watch my video. I put how to start trading in cryptocurrencies. So And actually, I'll go ahead and show y'all real quick. Okay. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so right here, so if you go to videos and right, where's it at? How to get started trading cryptocurrency. So if you go to this video, then it's 33-minute video. I literally go over everything from starting an account on Coinbase to adding your bank account or credit card to buying Bitcoin to then transferring it to a Bitrust exchange or a cryptocurrency exchange, creating an account on there, like selling Bitcoin or trading altcoins, and then transferring that back to your Coinbase wallet and then transferring out to your bank or PayPal into fiat currency. So I literally go from A to Z on there. I'm really detailed in this video. So again, it's called How to Get Started Trading Cryptocurrency, Creating an Account and Trading Tutorial. So check this video out. It's probably like 5-6 videos back, and I go over everything. So anything you want to know, I'll cover it in there, and hopefully that helps you out. And then, yeah, if you have any questions, again, let me know. So with that, we're coming up on an hour and 43 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it here. Really appreciate everyone who's watched this live stream and subscribed to my channel. I try to bring the best content I can, and it's it's nice when I can help people out. So with that, subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/thecryptodata. So here I'll put when I start doing live streams, I'll start putting that on there. Set mobile notifications, and then I also have an Instagram account, instagram.com/thecryptodata, same as my Twitter. And I'll try to post stuff on there as well. So till next time, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next live stream. All right, see ya.